You are now watching Numbers Don't Lie with your host, the real KP, Tight Work, and Sweets 99 on the DML Network.
Yo, what's going on, fellas? This is your boy, The Bus, and we here with another episode of Numbers Don't Lie. And you guys already know, man, I got the two homies with me. My man, Tight Work. What's going on, man?
What up?
I hear you. I'm glad you're here so you don't get fined. I got the other homie here, Sweets 99. What's happening, man?
Man, what's good? What's going on, man?
Ain't nothing, man. Just about to dive into this Numbers Don't Lie episode, man. Get it cracking. But before we start, man, how's y'all season going so far?
Not so great over here with the 49ers, but you know, we making it, man. We're just trying to make it through without major injuries.
I hear you. How them Dolphins swimming out there in Miami, Tight Work?
Yeah, we just trying to compete with them beasts in the AFC East, man. All of them talking, so I'm just hoping I can compete with them and represent.
Well,
that's all.
That's cool. We ain't gonna spend too much time on the Bears because there ain't really nothing going on in that. We've been hibernating since the season started. So, but anyway, man. Well, one of the things that the Bears are trying to do, we trying to shake some of these L's off, man. But some of these running backs in the league, he's shaking some of these defenders off, and they be like, "Move, get out the way." I ain't gonna say the other word. Y'all know how I do, but y'all can read it. But the shake 'em off stat is basically, man, players that are hard to tackle, and they have the most break tackles so far in the DML league. And we start off with my man from the Minnesota Vikings. That's Andre Hinton. He has 36 break tackles. Following him is Bryant McCullers with 32, Todd Gurley 27, Kieron Colbert 25, and Mr. Nick Chubb 24. What do you guys think about this stat line that we're presenting to the DML right now? The shake 'em off break tackles.
Man, it's showing that they putting in work, man. You know I like them overhangs and them power backs. So, hey, if I got a back like this that can run behind them overhangs and break some tackles along the way, I'm living in heaven. Too bad I don't have one on. Hey, so when y'all start trading them dudes, just hit me up.
Yeah, man, it's nice to have a power back, man. I see that must be the new wave ever since Colbert came out. That's all that everybody looking at is these big power backs. Interesting though, Gurley on here is I guess he'd be considered more of a do-it-all back.
Yeah. And
where Nick Chubb would be your bruiser. I see those two names as far as guys who haven't been drafted. I mean, Colbert should definitely be on here, but Hinton, wow, where did he come from, man? This guy is look like he moving the pile, man. 36, wow.
Bruh, I really don't even know where Andre Hinton. Well, he came from Mississippi State, but I don't know where he even came from. Like, and I played this guy 2 times a season, man, and I'm looking at Andre Hinton's stats along with those 36 break tackles. Dude already got over 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. Like,
oh wow. So where was Hinton at on draft day, man? Because I don't remember this guy.
He was a 3rd round pick, but it's easy to forget about it when they team not winning. You know, they got to fight with the monsters of the midway, so he's easily overlooked.
I mean, if you it ain't no monsters of the midway right now. It must be the monsters of the Green Bay, Wisconsin. Because
you know, McCullers is on everybody's radar because we saw McCullers go early. You know, we expected him to be good, but this handicap, man, it surprised me. Just came out of nowhere, man. He's the only one on this list that I wouldn't expect to be on this list.
Yeah, I mean, when I first started stat line, I was really surprised to see this name, and I'm like, dang, who was Andre Hinton? But then when you go look at his attributes, I mean, this is really a guy nobody probably would even give a shot. He has 85 speed, 84 acceleration, 84 agility. I mean, he has 85 break tackle and 90 carry, but for some reason I just wouldn't see him as like that main go-to back, mainly because of the speed. I mean, you guys may think different, but oh man, I just, and for him to have 1,000 yards, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and he averaging 5.5 a carry.
Yeah.
With almost 200 attempts this season. So, hey, what's their record? That's the thing. Is these breaking tackles equaling W's?
No, they're not equaling W's at all. I think the Vikings are sitting at, right now they're sitting at 3-10. So they breaking tackles, but they're not breaking the L's.
So on this list, the only team with pretty much playoff contention records is the Bears then.
The Packers.
The
Packers. Where you sitting at?
8-5. He's actually leading.
Okay.
Leading
so
the
Cobra doing his thing, man. All right.
Mr. 99. You know, I'm surprised he ain't leading, but he's kind of fragile. He twists the ankle or hurt his shin or something. So that's probably the only reason he's not leading this list.
Right. So now after the shake them off, you know, once they get loose, now it's all about, hey, catch me if you can. Let's look at this stat line right here, man, where we got the run after catch, and I'm very surprised to see the two top guys here, Ezekiel Elliott and Marlon Mack. Now, you normally see run after catch for like receivers or whatever, so I'm guessing these guys are probably catching the ball out of the backfield and running a lot of routes. So if you look at Ezekiel Elliott, he has 412. Marlon Mack from the Colts, 370. And then the rest, well, two running backs, Brandon Cooks, Tyreek Hill, and then we got Rashad Barton with 310. I pretty much thought that Brandon Cooks and Tyreek Hill would probably be 1 and 2 on this board, but apparently they're not. So what do you guys think about Elliott and Mack leading?
Upon further investigation, it looks like so Zeke is the leader in catches on the Cowboys. Marlon Mack is leading catching on the Colts. So, I mean, I guess if your leading receiver is your running back, then and your running back probably got the best break tackles. You know, he's probably the best guy to have the ball in his hand after the catch.
Right.
You know, then that's what you would have is these guys leading. You know, it's misleading because, you know, they throw to the running back a lot. Cooks is doing his thing. He catch a lot of long balls, man. We know schemers out here chunking it up to Cooks on one of his little get your plays. he know what I'm talking about too, schemer.
Yeah.
And of course we know Tyreek Hill. I mean, you know, he's a burner.
Holding the deuces up.
You know, the man single-handedly beat the Raiders by himself. I think everybody in the building knew where the ball was going. So you pretty much needed to play center field, and he didn't. He got roasted, and Tyreek Hill won the game, man. And that's kind of what KP's doing, man. Just tossing it up to the speed guys. That's what he does.
Now, is that why he's undefeated?
Probably. I mean, you know, when you got 99 speeds and 98 speeds on the field, and you tell them dudes to run go routes.
Hey, now that's catching me if you can. With 99
for real.
98.
We know KP's a speed hoe. You know what I'm saying? He gonna put all that speed out there. But you know, so far it's worked, man. He's undefeated?
Yeah,
so, you know, hey.
So when we look at the last spot, we got Rashad Barton down there. I think this is probably the only bright spot for the Buffalo Bills. With Rashad Barton having 310 yards after catch. So other than that, man, hey Ty, you got anything to say about this list?
Yeah, hey, I'm surprised that it's no tight ends up there, you know. Hey, but that table rod is a MF for the stop. Just throw it on out there and let your running back run over a corner, and he fall forward for 15 yards. So, hey, it is what it is. But I like what Brandon Cook and Tyreek Hill doing because they just going up the seam and catch the ball. But when they catch it, they're in a touchdown. So they not getting a lot of run after catch.
Right.
What? Right. 2 yards per.
Yeah.
Now I will say, old Barton over there, man. He was a high draft pick, man. It's nice to see Bills using them damn draft picks And just I guess another bright note on his team that beastly what is it, tight end he got, Kruger?
Yeah.
The rookie. He's leading the team, man. So it looked like Barton is taking away some of his looks, but the tight end's a beast, man. I would like to see him out there. Now, crazy part about Barton's stats is he don't have no touchdowns, no receiving touchdowns. So I don't. Is catch me if you can, or is it just catch me at the goal line because I ran out of steam? Because what it sounds like, if he close to leading your team in receptions, he should have some touchdowns, right? I mean,
at least
makes sense.
Yeah, at least one on the board.
He have no receiving touchdowns. He getting caught. He getting caught from behind.
Well, hey, Marlon Mack only got one more than him, and he's second on his list. So
Marlon Mack
keep that in perspective.
Catch me at the one is what it should be called, because he's
catch me at
hawked.
the one. So, we got Rashad Barton from the Bills, that only bright spot for the Buffalo Bills. So, hey, before we go to this next part of the show, this is part of our favorite show, and you guys know what it is. And I'm turning it over to This Is Why You Suck. Now, I tried to, smooth things out with the Bills and give him that bright spot, but hey, you number one on this list, and we're not holding no shots back. And this is why you suck. And we always, pinpoint this stat line because we really think it's important, and that's the turnover difference. When you're looking at the Bills, man, and this is, I think, the highest turnover difference I've seen since we added this part to the show. Minus 31 for the Bills. They've given it away 52 times and only taking it away 21. And then you got his brother right below him, the Bengals, at minus 29, 59 giveaways and 30 takeaways. And then you can see the rest of the list, man. You got the Steelers, got a newcomer on This Is Why You Suck, and that's the Rams. So we want to give him an applause for making this list for the first time. And then we have our normal and our regulars, the Buccaneers. He's always on the list, man. So that's nothing new. I know he's probably talking about me right now, saying I probably choke, but hey, I'm good with the choking in the playoffs. But when you're always on this list, you have nothing to say to me. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, what do these guys have to do to get off this list, man?
Hey, I'm sorry. I got to bring you. I have to ask a question. What's going on with the beef with the Buccaneers and the Bears?
Hey, man,
the world want to know.
There is no beef. I mean, today, man, everybody was popping off in the chat. We was doing top 5 lists for everything, man. Content, Super Bowls, all kind of stuff, man. And shoot, all I said was, who's the top 5 bums? And I think I had him ranked, number 4 or 3? I can't remember. I think it was number 4. But I mean, anyway, man, then he came and took a shot at me, saying I'm the only one on the choke artist list. I'll take that, man. But like I said, man, when you constantly on This Is Why You Suck, there's no beef. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So when you're constantly in that range where you can trade, but you can't trade picks, we have nothing to discuss here. I think you just need to worry about getting off this list. But this is a stat line that you guys really have to work on, man. Because when you're turning the ball over as much as you are, there's no way you can win these games, man. But what do you guys think?
Yeah, man. I'm a little shocked to see that the Rams is still kind of hanging around this list. These other guys, it basically boils down to just throwing picks. They lead the league every year in throwing picks. They are just throwing hella picks every year. I figured the Rams would with him getting better every season, and it seems like him more and more in playoff contention, he would stop throwing as many picks. But dang, it's just surprising to see him still be on this list. I know he went out and got a new quarterback this offseason with Fisher Womack from LSU. I think he was the baseball player, or he might have been the second quarterback or something like that.
Right.
Who's nice, man. The dude is nice, but he's still throwing a lot of picks, man. And I'm a little shocked to see him still on this list, man. It's all boils down to picks. You cannot throw twice as many picks as you throwing in, touchdowns.
Right.
Or, I mean, you just can't do it. You get a ball up and then not take the ball away. It just boils down to that simple fact right there.
Yeah, and that's
Well,
go ahead, Mr. Tightwork.
well, to the Rams' defense, Jay, the owner of the Seahawks, pointed out that the NFC West is the toughest division in the league, and to compete, he has to score points, and I think he forced some balls and turned the ball over. But still, at -13 isn't that bad when you compare him to the Steelers and the Bengals, who's always fighting to see who's going to be last in the AFC North.
Right.
And I think they have like a competition to see who's going to throw the most picks out of the Bills, Bengals, and Steelers together. So right now, the Bills leading in turnovers. I'm not sure, but hey, we need to give them a trophy for that one. Next year, whoever lead the league out of those guys in turning the ball over, because it's not about wins no more with those guys. They just want they want a positive, and they positive is to turn the ball over.
Or is it being on this segment of the show? This is why you suck.
It could be. And then, as far as the Buccaneers go, he got to play the bully 2 times a year, and then he got them psych twins out there in Atlanta that he's scared to hold on to the ball, or his quarterback gonna get hurt, so he just throw it up. They catch punts in the secondary. Hey, but I don't know, man. I'm just trying to make up excuses for these guys. Hey, let me know if one of them stick. I'm just throwing dots out there. Just let me know which one of them stick.
I mean, the only excuse stick is they suck. They all got that in common. So,
bro, hold on. This is the crazy. What blows my mind, brother. I was sitting in the chat with Bruce while he's playing this game, and I'm on another game or whatever. And Bruce is just telling me how, oh man, my safety's got 4 picks and this and this and this. I almost had to mute this man because Bruce ended up having 12 picks against the Bengals. What? 12 picks?
In one game?
You mean, yes, 12 picks in one game. Why? You mean to tell me you didn't get tired of throwing them, like you just didn't want to run the ball? That don't even make sense to me. 12 picks took, oh my Lord.
In one game, that's ridiculous.
And did not score not one touchdown the whole game. 12 picks. Just run the ball, man. Because in other leagues that I've been in, if your quarterback throws a certain amount of picks, digresses, whatever. He goes down. What quarterback do you know that throws over 50 picks in the season gets better or keeps keeps being a good quarterback?
Yeah.
Hell, they trying to get Nathan Peterman up out the league because he throws so many picks, bro. It might need to check on this, man, to see, you got to run the ball or something, man. 12 picks in one game. So, hell, he might not even be on this list if you don't pick that and put that game in here.
Yeah.
Well, C-Rob jumped in the party with us. Now, hey, shout out to C-Rob. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and send McCaffrey. Now, he pointed out maybe he got a conspiracy theory that these guys want to suck until high state because they're going to have all those top 5 picks and they're going to have a lot of talent come that last season.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how true it is. C-Rob made an argument and I was like, whoa, you might be onto something. So look out for these teams come high stakes.
So wait,
they gonna have the deepest team in the league.
Yeah.
You telling me that they gon' after all of this, it's gonna turn around overnight on one season where they gonna come out and ball out and win high stakes?
Don't shoot the messenger. Hey, when you got talent on your roster, you can make mistakes and get away with it. The better your players are, you benefit more from it when you're playing against a less talented team because they're gonna make plays that they shouldn't, and so on. Hey, I'm just saying. See, Rob told me, man. I was like, I had to go put on my aluminum foil hat and listen. So hey, I'm with him. See, Rob.
Hey. C-Rob needs to sit down somewhere and stop drinking that Kool-Aid, bro. Because I ain't believing in that conspiracy theory. I'm sorry. You just not gonna.
So
I ain't seeing it, man.
That portion was this is why you suck the turnover difference. Now we're gonna stay on the defensive side of the ball, but these guys still suck. Now, this is points per game in regards to defense and total points. Now, the Cowboys are giving up an average of 32 points a game. Bills are right below him with 31. The Steelers and the Bengals share 29 points a game. And then we got the Raiders coming in at 27 points per game. I put the Raiders on here only because he hasn't been on This Is Why You Suck. And I think he's been declining for the last few seasons. He's having some issues, you know, with really
funds.
And and that's part of numbers. Like, numbers don't lie. You know what I'm saying? So these teams really have to get it together, man, and stop turning the ball over and stop people from scoring.
Right.
The total points for the Cowboys is he's giving up 426 points. Like,
well, that's kind of inflated because of that 80-point game. But HBO done turned the corner. He gonna slow the game down, so he's not giving up so much points. So I don't expect him to be number one come the end of the season, because he gonna run the ball, throw it to Zeke, and work that clock. He ain't run the clock. He's just gonna work the clock, so you not scoring as many points on him.
Gotcha.
But as far as the Bills, you know, he got to play against Schema. Schema got the number one scoring offense just about the last couple of years, or he's up there in the top 5. So when you got to play Schema two times a year with old Cook and throwing the bombs, you liable to give up a whole bunch of points.
So we just gonna look over that he got to play the Bills too. I mean, got to play the Dolphins too. You just looking over the Dolphins.
Hey,
Super Bowl champion Dolphins. Don't put some respect on his name.
Yeah.
Hey, the word is out. You stop that running game, you can win.
Man, we ain't bullshit.
And the Dolphins ain't scoring a lot of points, man, because we gave HBO the blueprint, man. Slow the game down, keep the scores low, and then you never know what can happen.
HBO is giving up points because HBO is being stubborn, bro.
He being HBO.
He stay in the same defense.
He done changed it up.
He changed it up, but we're talking about recently. This whole year, we've been running the same defense, and it's been getting him murked because he take away a dude out of coverage because he wants to blitz with him. And I understand trying to get pressure, but you got to have more of a game plan when guys figure that play out. I played HBO. He kept it close for a whole half, and I was like, damn, I can't figure out how to beat this damn defense again. Well, all I'd have to do was put another receiver out there, and his responsibility, HBO wouldn't stay with him, and he would never change up. And I told him after the game, like, bro, you could dominate and be good if you would just change up. He falls into this thing where something happens and he don't switch up, he don't adjust. So this is why he got a lot of points put on him, man. He don't adjust. Now I know his game probably different now. Like, you talked to him and gave him the blueprint, but man, too much too late. Like, you know, I'm looking at this 426 points later. We gonna decide we're gonna change shit up now.
Hey, back to C-Rob theory, man. Come High State, HBO got a lot of picks. Man. He done gave away a lot of talent, but there's a lot of talent coming in. Hey, just keep a lookout. Hey, that's all I'm saying.
C-Rob smoking something good.
We're going to keep looking then. We're going to keep looking, and C-Rob will keep running them comeback routes.
We don't believe you, C-Rob.
Hey, I don't believe him at all, man. But hey, that was This Is Why You Suck, man. Let's move on to a harder portion of this league or segment for this show. And that's This Is Why You Hot. So, man, these are some players, man.
This is why I'm hot. This is why I'm hot. This is why I'm hot.
And these are some players that we picked that they just stand out amongst everybody. Now, you guys pick your guys, and I pick my guy. And my guy coming up right now is Dak Prescott. Like, I looked at his overall stats, and the guy just stood out to me amongst all the quarterbacks. He's number one. Excuse me, fella. He's number one in touchdowns with 34. Fourth among quarterbacks with 3,193 yards. I mean, there's not really much you can't say that he can't do. The team is winning. They're in the playoff hunt. And once again, Dak Prescott has the Jaguars looking to make some noise in the season. I think that's Dak Prescott right now ringing the doorbell. trying to come in. But anyway, hey, what do you guys think about Dak Prescott, man?
Well, I'll tell you, Dak is he's got the highest QBR among all starting quarterbacks. He's definitely a beast, man. His ratio of touchdowns to interceptions is really good, perfect. I mean, he's throwing the ball, not making a lot of mistakes. You know, Expert's doing his thing. You know, it helps to have a good running game, man. Expert always usually has a pretty good running game, so that helps you not turn the ball over and force throws. And Dak is just loving that, man. Almost like the real Dak was he. I'd like to see his pass completion percentage a little higher, but I mean, you know, hey, you can't fault the man. He's probably the number one quarterback in the league right now as far as passing and not turning the ball over. So
yeah, Dak is playing really well, and I think the Jaguars are really happy that they made that trade to get him out of Dallas. Now, this next guy, I think Typework selected, and it's the guy from the New Orleans Saints, man, and that's Von Neely. This guy is probably one of the hottest players in the league that's hurt right now. He's out for the rest of the playoffs, man. But during the time that he was playing, he was putting up numbers that I've never seen before. He's putting up big numbers like that season that John Ross had. He has 21 touchdowns, is leading the league, and 1,874 yards receiving. This guy's a blazer, man, and I was really surprised that Addy and those Saints were able to get him off of the Denver Broncos. I think right now the Broncos are probably somewhere in the corner crying, looking at this guy put up all these numbers. So
yeah, this guy was the dude I picked up. I mean, I chose, man.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Man. He's balling. Now let's be honest and call it what it is, though. He got a dude. He lost J.J. Nelson because I think J.J. Nelson would keep getting hurt in the play. By playoff time, he would keep getting hurt. But J.J. Nelson would lead the league in receiving or whatever. Well, he wasn't doing this on the Broncos. So all of a sudden, Addy's got a new toy. And I think he probably leads the next receiver in catching by damn near 30 passes. I mean, 21 touchdowns. Well, you can call it what it is, man. He building this guy up to be another Welch for high stakes, so he can be the most dominant receiver in the league, and he's doing a good job doing it. Man, the man is averaging. You trying to tell me this man is averaging over 156 yards a game? Oh my God! I don't understand how he's not the main focus though, because it doesn't look like he really throwing to nobody else. So it should be somebody that you definitely zero on and target if you're playing him. But he finds a way to get him open, man, and that's why Addy, he's one of the best.
Right. So you got Von Neely right here, man, putting up huge numbers. Tywork, you want to chime in on this hot player right now?
Hey, I didn't notice him. I didn't know who he was until you guys brought him up. You know, I let y'all NFC dudes handle that. You know, I'm safe over in the AFC, so I don't have to see him. Right. But that's a bad man.
Yes, Von Neely is a bad man. Along with the next guy that we got coming up, and Typework chose this guy, and that's my man from the Browns, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson right now has 26 touchdowns and 3,230 yards. Now these numbers might be a little off, but like we always know numbers do lie in some aspect, but that doesn't change the way Lamar Jackson is playing. He's playing lights out, and right now I want to say he's number one in the MVP race. And actually, the three guys that we selected, Lamar is number one, Dak Prescott is number two, and Neely is number three. Now, Neely we probably will drop because he's not playing anymore for the rest of the season. But what you got to say about your man Lamar Jackson, man?
Hey, he what's there not to say? It'd be an easier question. Hey, because he should end the season with 1,000 yards rushing and 4,000 yards passing. You know, he got to be the biggest weapon in the DML right now. It seems like nobody can stop him, but he do benefit by playing the Steelers and the Bengals 2 times a season. And then every once in a while when the Ravens decide to show up, so he got it easy. But the man is a boss.
Yeah.
Right now, this might be his second MVP award if he wins it this year. Already. So, hey, what's there not to say? He threw for more yards than Dak. Dak got him in touchdown, but he got Dak in rushing yards and everything else.
Yeah, I just noticed the rushing yards, man. He has a total of 724, including 7 rushing touchdowns. So that's huge, man. That's that dual threat that many teams want to have on their team. And I'm not saying that Dak can't do that, but he's no Lamar Jackson as far as like when you compare their speed and the vision that Lamar Jackson has on the field. I mean, he can just find the hole and boom, he's gone. You know what I'm saying? So I think Lamar Jackson could possibly win this MVP, but Dak Prescott is like really breathing down his neck. So,
man, I what's crazy looking at these stats though. Lamar Jackson got 13 fumbles. God dang! So he getting lit up.
Oh, he getting lit up.
But he getting rushes, man. Oh my God, it's crazy though. With how crazy the injuries is, that he isn't injured more. I understand you a dual threat quarterback, man. You can do it all. But you got 13 fumbles. So I mean, by the end of the year, we looking at maybe 15 fumbles, maybe 17. That's a lot of fumbles and he is a quarterback. He's a thin dude. He's a quarterback, but can he keep it up all the way into the playoffs? Because man, in my experiences, the more you use them dudes, I hope he getting down because, man, this dude's trying to lay him out. I'm sure every time he get out the pocket and run.
He's juking and jiving. They missing him. I've been trying to study his games to find out what he's doing. I got a mobile quarterback too, but I can't do what Lamar Jackson doing. Yeah. But I'm trying. So I can throw the ball a little bit more.
When you got 96 speed though, or what kind of how much speed you got? 91 speed. 93 acceleration. Oh my God! So basically, you really could just call verticals and just run the ball. Like, my goodness, it's just when you get 20 yards downfield, man, you need to either get down or get out of bounds because he getting tagged though.
Yeah. I mean, looking at that stat line that you just said about the fumbles or whatever, that's I think what's really putting him over Dak Prescott right now is his ability as a weapon to be a runner as well. Because I'm looking at Dak, and Dak only has 32 attempts for 259 yards. They average the same amount, but he only has 2 touchdowns as well. So that ability to run and be that dual threat puts Lamar Jackson over the top. That puts him over the top, man.
Hey, just a nice little stat line here that probably y'all didn't know. The only other person that fumbles more than Lamar Jackson is quarterback from Chicago, Alexander Murakowski.
Oh, that's
14 fumbles.
That's what we doing?
Hey, so would you make that trade again?
I had no idea, bro.
That's what we doing, man?
You
really gonna air me out?
It's your quarterback leading in fumbles. That's why Trubisky starting now. Oh my God, that's hilarious, dog.
Hey, but wasn't that the big off-season addition for the Bears?
Hey, we not talking.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, Sweet. You know what, man?
Hey, numbers don't lie.
Wait, you call me Sweet Marino, but you I don't want to hear nothing out your mouth, player.
Hey, man. you really had to air my quarterback out like, man, that's my quarterback, man.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, the ball's on the ground. Pick it up.
That's my quarterback.
That man got quarterback. How you got 6 rushing attempts for 0 yards and 14 fumbles? That don't even make sense. All right, man. We gonna move over. Hey, that's numbers don't lie, and I appreciate y'all coming out to play. Go ahead, man.
Hey, man. Hey, Sweet's leading us out, man. I don't have nothing to say. Man, we out, man. Forget this, man. We out, man.